Hey friends, it's Tamara Bennett from Southern Adornments Decor, and I'm here with a longtime friend of mine and one of my newer Painters Clubhouse sisters. I say newer because she's really only been in for a few months. Her name is Miss Lauren Martin. Lauren, say hey and tell us where you're from.
Hello, I'm in Kentucky. I'm in central Kentucky, right around Fort Knox.
Yep. You're what, about 3.5 hours from me ish?
Top three.
Yeah. Lauren used to live here in my hometown back when her husband was working at the police station near in this area. And so our husbands became really good friends. And as a result, she and I became good friends and we share a love of crafting. But then, of course, he got stationed across the state and had to move. And he took Lauren with him. I don't know why he didn't leave her here. Are you experiencing like an audio feedback?
You know what? I turned my iPad on because I was going to share it, but that's all good.
Okay. I didn't know if it was just on my end or if everybody was hearing it. It's stopped now. But anyway, I wish he'd left Lauren here because we enjoyed crafting together a lot. And after you left, it was probably about 5 years later, a couple of years later that I started my business, I think, right?
Well, Charlie's 7 now.
Yeah.
I left when Connor was 6 months old, and he's 9. So
Okay.
it was really only about 2 years. But when
Yeah.
I was down there, that was the start of Pinterest. So
Yeah.
that's Pinterest parties.
Yeah. Me and Lauren go so far back. We go back to the beginning days of Pinterest.
So it was painting parties, it was Pinterest parties, and then Pinterest parties turned into door hangers.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody else was doing Pinterest parties or if that was just us. Like
Of anybody else doing them.
maybe I invented them. I remember reading a magazine article or something about women getting together and doing coloring book parties where they would sit and they would do coloring book like pages because it was therapeutic. And I remember thinking, that sounds like fun, only I don't want to do coloring book pages. I want to do crafts. And I'm like, we could just pick a project on Pinterest. We could call it a Pinterest party. Like I invented this whole idea. I don't know if I did or not, but
At that time, like, I mean, by the time you started the Pinterest party, I had already been down there probably a year at least. And, but it was still just a great way because, I mean, and I've told many people this for so long, you were my lifeline down there. I mean, you were who made me happy down there. And not to say that my husband didn't make me happy, but we worked opposite shifts.
Mhm.
Was new in that job. And so you gave me so much, like my friendships came from spending time with you. And so doing all of that stuff, like that's what put me out there with other people, meeting new people. So
Yeah. Uh, the shifts that he works with state police are long and they're odd shifts. And so, you were teaching and stuff, but at the time you didn't have any kids, so you needed something to fill your spare time. So a lot of times Lauren would come over and craft with me. I even remember helping make wedding invitations. We did all kinds of things together.
and not just my wedding invitations either.
Somebody else's too. Yeah. I think we did Mariah's. Marie Mosley's on here. She said, we just called them craft nights. We looked up projects online and we craft together. Yeah, I would find something on Pinterest because I was on Pinterest all the time. That was before TikTok. And I would find my next project and I would create a Facebook event and I would post a picture of the project and I'd be like, who all wants to come do this? And I would get a certain number of signups. I'd go buy all the supplies. And then it's crazy to me to think that like I would just teach everybody how to make the thing, even though I'd never made it before.
I say this every single time when you talk about graphite paper and not knowing about graphite paper. One of my earliest memories of those parties is making those hearts for Valentine's Day. And we printed out our names of the people in our family and we scribbled with pencil on the back of them and transferred it onto those hearts.
And nobody at that party was like, hey, don't you know there's a thing called tracing paper? None of us knew. We had no clue. Oh, anyways, so fast forward to now. And can you believe I've had the Painters Clubhouse for 4+ years? And Lauren has been painting door hangers along the way, right? But you had never joined the Painters Clubhouse and just till this past spring. You want to talk about that a little bit?
I was like a silent follower because I've known Tamara for so long. So I've watched everything. I mean, I was there from when you were doing the time lapses on the dining room table. I remember the green dining room table.
Mm-hmm.
those time-lapse videos where you were painting on those videos. So I've been watching all of this time, and I've watched Southern Adornaments grow, and I was there. But I think when, 4 years ago when Clubhouse opened, Emma was a baby, JD was
Mhm.
road. I mean, our life was just crazy. I was in a very difficult teaching job, and I might have even been getting my master's at the time. I don't remember. So there was a lot going on. So I never joined the Painters Clubhouse. I'm done with my master's. In the spring, I was doing the workshop, and I was finishing a practicum, and I was not going to join Painters Clubhouse, not make the commitment. And she's been alive one day, just like this, talking about pictures, and it's getting ready to be summer vacation. And I said, it is. And I'm done with this practicum. I'm going to join Painters Clubhouse. And like she said, I've painted for years, kind of done this on the side for years. I've had friends over and we've done stuff. I've had family over and we've done this, but this just took me to the next level to say, yes, I'm going to join. It has given me a new level of confidence.
Yeah. So you feel more confident. I've noticed that like you do seem to be showing up more like in photos and you made a Facebook page and started a business, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like out of my shell, and not just with door hangers and in the crafting world, but I've come out of my shell in other ways too. And I think that all that all kind of lends to being confident there. But I don't know. I'm just ready to have some fun. I'm ready to explore.
How old are you?
33.
33. Okay. I asked because I'm like, I can't remember. I know she's younger than me, but I can't remember exactly how old you are. It was around 33-ish that I started to step into that womanhood confidence where I feel like I know myself better now than I ever have before. And I'm starting to explore and like embrace my individuality. And
Yeah.
so I feel like I see that in you a lot.
So my friend Penny, who we've talked about before, we were talking today, and of course we're talking about the glasses. She said, "Do you ever wear your contacts anymore?" Exactly.
We love them.
I have worn contacts because I'm blind. I have worn contacts for 20 years. Every day. If I wore my glasses, something was wrong. And now you wouldn't catch me in my contacts. I'm like swapping them out all the time. I'm trying to decide which Halloween ones I'm going to order because it's so much fun.
No, it's just another way as creatives that we get to express ourselves. Wearing cute earrings or cute glasses.
Well, and when you put the tinsel in my hair before Dallas, I thought there's no way I'm going to be able to keep this in during school. Like somebody's say something, I'm going to have to take this out. My principal said, "You need more."
Tell them what the kids said.
Oh, I had one that said I must be a cool teacher because I have shiny hair.
Love that. Yeah. And you said that you, when you're walking down the hall, you said you're getting more compliments than normal because you've got, accessories. That's all it is.
And
But you're also carrying yourself differently too, I'm sure.
I mean, and I said this when I was in Dallas too. We talked a little bit about this. Um, I was nervous going to Dallas. The only time that I had ever done anything like that was when you and I went to Certified Celebrator. And so I had never entered a room like that with so many women that I didn't know. Now I knew I was going in with a commonality. We loved to craft. But to meet new people and have to be faced with, let me go talk to people, that's way outside of my norm. And so Friday, I talked to Sheila sitting beside me. And I mean, I talked a little bit. And then Friday night, I said, I'm not taking anything downstairs. And I talked Friday night, and I went and I met people and I talked with people and I helped people and I helped set up for Saturday. But I was moving around that room the whole night, meeting people. And that's so outside of my norm. So then Saturday, I'd met all these people and we're talking, and I'm like having fun with all these other people. Yeah. So it's
You
open.
found your tribe. Like you just right in with all of us.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm friends with so many of them on Facebook. We're so much more interactive now on the Painters Clubhouse site that now we've made those personal connections, and now there's really something more invested.
Mhm. Well, now that school's back in session, you had originally said you were just joining for the summer. So how do you feel about it now? You're not. Why not?
It gives me a purpose to make me time. Where for so long I brought schoolwork home and I was mom after the kids were in bed, and I was just bogged down, and that's all I did was mom and school and mom and school. And now I'm like, oh, Emma's in bed. I'm going downstairs. I'm going to relax. Like, this is my relaxed time. It's not as hard to fit in. I might not finish a project that night. I mean, heck, most of the time, something takes me 3 nights to finish because I really might do the background one night and then just like that workshop we just got done with, that it happens in stages because it might be 30 minutes downstairs one night. It might 45 minutes downstairs one night. But just like we've talked about, having that place to go and find something, I'm not spending my time searching for a template. I'm not spending my time searching for what I need to do. I know exactly where to go. I'm going to go to my Painters Clubhouse website. I know exactly what tutorial I can pull up. I can pull up all the paint colors. So when I'm in town, I can go grab my stuff. I have my notes on my iPad, on my phone, has my checklist of what paint colors I need to go buy the next time I'm at Hobby Lobby so that I'm ready. When I get time, I'm like, oh, it's really nice outside. It's not, 100 degrees. I've got a stack of templates that have already been pieced together so I can go cut them out. And so I feel like it's all there for me. And it's so much easier than trying to come up with that stuff on my own or trying to find that stuff. It's just right there, and it makes it easy to make me time.
So before you joined Painters Clubhouse, what did that look like when you wanted to craft?
I feel like it was a struggle. I had to do so much more planning to know like what I was going to be working on. Um, I'm more organized now, and I don't know if that's necessarily with Paint Clubhouse or just having the summer. Maybe it is the motivation of I joined Paint Clubhouse, and now I've got this summer, so my paints are more organized now. My brushes are more organized. I redid my office so that stuff was out instead of that stuff being what's put away. That's the stuff that's right there sitting available for me to use so that I can go downstairs and easily, spend 30 or 45 minutes instead of spending 20 minutes getting all my stuff out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Accessible.
Well, and by paying a monthly payment for Painters Clubhouse, you're kind of making that promise to yourself, that commitment to yourself. And so it's like accountability where you feel like, yeah, I want to have my supplies at the ready. I want to make it easy for myself to sit down and take advantage of this thing that I'm trying to do for myself.
Yes.
Yeah. Marie said, I think Dallas was kind of life-changing for so many people. I agree completely. Yeah, I can't wait to do it again. Next year's in Destin, Florida, so we'll get to be on the beach too.
About November. I know it's going to be a smaller crowd, but like I'm tickled about November. And then next year being on the beach, I'm like, yeah.
All you needed was one more excuse to come craft with me. So what are your goals? What are you looking forward to like in the next few months with painting and crafting?
I'm really hoping to get some more paint parties on the calendar. I've got a couple in the works where I'm talking with some people to get some stuff scheduled, get some ideas thrown out there. I've got a couple scheduled. Really just trying to find that time. Of course, JD's working the state fair right now. That makes my weekends a little bit crazier. So just trying to fit that time in. I really am trying to look at my, the next couple of months and pick some times that I can say, let's paint. And get those in. And I'm going to try some at my house too and open my doors and kind of see if I can get some other people that I know in my house just to, get the ideas out there. Like, you can do this. Come over here and do it with me. And then we can go do it at your house with all your friends. To do. This is fun. So kind of putting that stuff out there and making it purposeful, not just like I'm going to go to the basement, but planning it out there that I'm going to over with me.
Yeah. So I guess I wanted to ask, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. So I know you've got your teaching job that is for your full-time income. JD's got a full-time job. He even has a side gig of his own. So why are you even doing paint parties? Why do you feel the need to, like, do you like just need extra money? I know you guys don't need money. Like, you got plenty of money because both of y'all work full-time jobs. But I guess what I'm trying to say is like, does this fulfill something in you, or are you like planning towards saving up for something?
We've talked about like that I struggled coming back here and finding my people back home. This is home. So when I lived down where Tamara was, that was not home. That was, I didn't know anybody when I moved down there. And it became my home for about 3 years. And when I came back here, you would have thought I would have just, slid right back into my old ways. And I didn't. And I struggled for a long time. And I have a tribe of people that I work with or worked with in years past, and we still chat and we still get together when we can, but it's not the same group. I don't have that group of people that I craft with, and I'm that from spending so much time. That's what I feel like that's what we did so much so often.
Good.
And so I miss that, and finding people that have that like mindset. I think that's what I'm looking for. People who want to do this, want to have fun crafting, that I can help them have fun crafting. I mean, yes, I teach 6-year-olds all day, but I mean, I can teach you how to do this too.
I think that's a great point. You could just do this on your own. You don't need the money of the paint parties. The money's just a fun bonus, but it's a really good way of making connections in your community with like-minded people who love crafting like you do. And one of the things I hear people say a lot is, well, I can't start a business or I can't do paint parties because I just moved here. I don't know anybody. Well, that's a perfect way to meet people, is to start doing stuff like this. Or I hear, we live in a small town. Nobody would come to something like this. Y'all, there's nothing to do in small towns. They will absolutely come and craft with you.
Well, and so often, I mean, I'm like, things happen. I'm like, it's just Kentucky. We just live in Kentucky. And I do feel like we live in a big town. I mean, I am, and E-Town is, I don't know. I don't even know if I'd consider it bigger than Murray with the university. I do feel like E-Town is bigger than Murray. We don't have a university, but I still just feel like I'm still in small town USA.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's still little.
Yeah. Well, and no matter where you are, people, love to be creative and to craft. And so paint parties are a great way to do that. I was noticing Sharon said, before I committed to Painters Clubhouse, everything was here and there and who knows what. But since joining, I have committed myself to actually completing projects that I actually enjoy and have finally organized all my items.
Yes. Because it to see what everybody else is doing, you're like, I can do that. I want to do that. I want to try something new. And yes, I can. Yes.
I was just talking to Linda the other day. She came to pick up an order out here, and her husband was with her, and she was talking about wanting to cut out her own door hangers, but she said, he's afraid I'm going to cut off my fingers. And I looked at him, I said, she's not going to cut off her fingers. Teach her how to use the jigsaw. And she goes, yeah, teach me. And she said, I see these other ladies in the group who are doing it. And it's like, if they can do this, I can.
JD cut my stuff out for years. I'd be like, here's my template. Okay, cut this out. And finally, I mean, because he's busy too. And so I bought my own jigsaw and he showed me how to use it. Now he hovered over me for the first time. Like, what are you doing? Making sure I was doing it right. Now I'm like, okay, where's the extension cord? I'm ready to go outside.
Ain't nothing stopping you from painting a door hanger. I'm just so proud of you. I guess because we've known each other for so long, and I don't know. I can see tremendous growth in you as a person, and I'm so proud of you. So I'm not going to get teary-eyed talking about it, but thank you for coming on here for a few minutes and sharing your growth and your journey and your story with everyone. Do you have any final words for anybody who's maybe sitting on the fence? Because tomorrow is the last day. Join Painters Clubhouse. We're closing the doors until the spring. So what would you say to those people?
I mean, I go back to when I signed up for spring. So if you're on the fence, give yourself a window of time. I'm going to do it until October. I'm going to do it until Christmas. And I bet you find something in there that hooks, something that pulls you in, something that makes you say, I can't do without this. So just try it.
That's great advice. I really feel like 90 days is a really good window, because you can say 30 days, but 30 days goes by in a snap, y'all. Like June was like 2 seconds ago. And here we are. August is almost over. So give yourself like maybe 90 days and say from now till Christmas or something like that, and kind of create a window in your mind of an amount of time that you're going to commit to seeing what you like about this new craft. And if it's not for you, it's not, and you can cancel it anytime. But you might just find yourself hooked on it like Lauren is, and Lauren now has said, I can't live without it. So, all right, y'all. Well, I am going to let you go. I will be live again tonight at 7 p.m. Central to paint another one of these fall pumpkin door hangers. This was the one we did last night with the jewel tones. Tonight, though, we're going to use foil.
Are you leopard foil, or do you have a new?
I have some new ones, but they're not really perfect for fall. So I may have to do leopard. I'm kind of limited. I have like gold metallics, and I have leopard print, and then I have a bunch of other randomness that to me doesn't fit with fall. So I may have to do leopard because leopard is all seasons.
Yes, it is. Need to order glue. And Jennifer Radin used it on a witch hat.
Ooh, I saw her. She did it on a pumpkin, like a 3-dimensional pumpkin. It was really cute.
Cheetah print on a pumpkin, and she did like lime green and purple on a witch hat.
I need to go check that out. I'm curious about that. I'm a little bit more nervous about doing the solid colors than I am something with a print, you know, because there's a little bit like if it's got a print and you mess up in a little spot, it's way less noticeable.
Right. Well, I'm excited to see the foil tonight, and I hope you join Painters Clubhouse, and I hope you come to our Christmas event in November.
Yep, November the 5th. We'll start selling tickets for that only to Painters Clubhouse members, and sometime around the middle of September. We will give everybody a heads up so everybody knows when to set their timer for when their tickets go on sale, because there's only going to be 50 spots. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.